Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaudha Bhakta Vrindara Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya 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 Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hey Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hey! Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Gauranga Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Hey! Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Hare. Nitai Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Nitai Gaur. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Hey, hey, hey. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai. Ganga. Nitai, 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 Nitai. Ranga. Nitai. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Jai Sacinandana, Jai Sacinandana. Hey! Jai Sacinandana, Jai Sacinandana. Jai Sacinandana, Jai Sacinandana. Jai Sacinandana, Jai Sacinandana. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Hey! Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Kishore, 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 Jai Kishore, Kishore. Kishore, 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 Jai Kishore, Kishore. Nitai Gaur Hari Ho, Hari Ho, Hari Ho, Gaur Hari Ho. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur Hari, 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 Gaur Hari. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Ho, Hari Ho, Hari Ho, Gaur. Govinande, Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ke, Harinam Sankirtan Ke, Sri Yuga Bhana Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ke, Nitai, 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 Go Premanande, Go Premanande, Go Premanande. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivar Bhattacharya Astottara Satta Sri Sriman, His Divine Grace, Hey Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivar Bhattacharya Astottara Satta Sri Sriman, His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ki, Ananta Gauri Vaishnavinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Rup Sanatan Bhattaraganath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath Sadgoswami Ke, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gauda Bhakta Vrinda, hey, 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 Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopina, Sham Kun Rad Kun Giri Govardhan Ke, Vrindavan Dham Ke, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ke, Jagannath Puri Dham Ke, Ganga Maya Ke, Jamuna Maya Ke, Tulsi Maharani Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Srimati Radharani Ki, Samadera Bhaktavinda Ki, Sri Sri Kishore Kishore Ke, Kishore Kishore Ke, Their Lordship Sri Sri Kishore Kishore Ke, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki, Sri Sri Gauranath Ke, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji Ke, Purana Sringadev Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ke, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Praise to the assembled devotees. Praise to the assembled devotees. Praise to the assembled devotees. Praise the Guru and Gauranga. Hey! Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Namaste Narasringhayana. Namaste Narasringhayana. Prahlada Jahi
Hiranyakashipurvakyah Silatankana Ito Nasingha Parato Nasingha Yato Yato Yamitato Nasingha Bahir Nasingha Rudaye Nasingha Bahir Singha Rudaye Nasingha Hara Singha Madin Saranam Tapase
Avakara Kamala Hera Kamakuta Sringham Palikari Hanya Kashi Puatanu Bringham Kesava Krita Narahani Rupa Jagadi Sahare Jagadi Sahare Jagadi Sahare Kashipu, Sri Kashipu. Hey, 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 sing it, Dave.
Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadita Hare Jaya Jagadita Hare Jaya Jagadita Hare
Jaya Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisa Jaya Jagadisa Hey Sam Jaya Jagadisa
Hare Jaya Jagadita Hare Jaya Jagadita Hare
Jaya Nisringadhe 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 Jaya Nisringadhe
Nasinghare Jaya Nasinghare Jaya Palan Maharaj Jaya Palan Maharaj Palan Maharaj Jaya Masta Palan
Jaya Palan Maharaj Palan Maharaj Palan Jaya Palan Maharaj Palan Maharaj Palan Maharaj Jaya Palan Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, go, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, go, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. 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 Jaya Nisringadhe. 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 Jaya Nisringadhe. Jaya Nisringadhe. Nisringadhe. Jaya Nisringadhe. Jaya Nisringadhe. 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 Jaya Nisringadhe. Jaya Narahari. 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 Jaya. Jaya Narahari. 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 Jaya Jaya Narahari. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Oh, Premanande. Srila Prabhupada ke. Sri Nrsimha Bhagavan ke. Prahlad Maharaj ke. Nitai, 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 Nitai. Go Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hey. String of
जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवचार्य श्रीमान केसे श्री भक्ति उदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवचार्य भक्ति सिद्धांत प्रभुपाद महाराज की आनंद गौरी वैष्णविंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से को जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तविंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गौर धाम की श्री मायापुर धाम की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मथुरा धाम की श्री अयोध्यापुरी धाम की श्री द्वारका धाम की श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की श्री श्री किशोर किशोरी की श्री श्री गौर निताय की जगन्नाथ जी बलदेव सुभद्रा देवी की श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की इस होलीनेस चंद्रमाली महाराज के निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे Oh, glory to the assembly devotees. Oh, glory to the assembly devotees. Oh, glory to the assembly devotees. All glory to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Wow.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Thank you all for joining us for a very special and lively Sunday Feast program. A few quick announcements before we continue on with the next portion of our Sunday Feast. The first is, this coming Saturday will be the first in a while, and the first of hopefully many to come, 12-hour Kirtan festivals here at ISKCON Chicago. Haribo! So mark your calendars. It's this Saturday, 10 a.m. through 10 p.m. 10 a.m. through 10 p.m., organized by one of the temple devotees, Hari Sham Prabhu.
I don't think he's here right now. Oh, I'll let him know that everyone was applauding. He'll be embarrassed. So please come this coming Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And also the day after, so next Sunday, October 27th, we will be celebrating Govardhan /Diwali Festival. Oh, thank you. Slash Diwali Festival. So that's the normal Sunday feast times from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. Although, please note, we have a different schedule. This will be communicated via email. It's already on Facebook as well. But I'm just sharing it so that you can get ready for it, mark it in your minds. So from 5 until 6:40 will be Kirtan. Also 6 until 7 o'clock will be Prasadam, dinner served out, upstairs. So Kirtan starts at 5, dinner from 6 to 7. The festival class starts at 6:40. So beginnings, 5 o'clock Kirtan, 6 o'clock dinner, 6:40 class, 7:25 will be Arti for Govardhan Hill, and then larger Arti that others can participate, so I think Damodar Arti at 7:45. So it'll be an extra special Sunday feast as well as a large festival, a grand festival. If you've never attended a Govardhan Puja celebration, it's a fantastic event where Krishna is so kind that he centers it around the feast. So rather than fasting, there's a huge element of feasting as well. So it's very special in that way, among many other ways that you'll hear about when you come to that festival. So tonight, we have a very special guest, His Holiness Chandramoli Swami. Haribol! So Chandramoli Swami was the resident sannyasi here at ISKCON Chicago for a good number of years until he went abroad. But fortunately for us, he still comes back to Chicago at least once a year, if not several times in the years. And this weekend, he had a seminar about bringing back the mind. So he's going to give us a presentation, a summary of that weekend seminar for our benefit this evening. And it's something that we can all appreciate because all of us have minds and many of us have our own struggles with the mind. So through Chandramoli Maharaj's class, we can get some insight into how we can bring our mind back. Hare Krishna. And a request for everyone to please come forward. It's your chance. There's still plenty of front row seats. So take advantage of it. Please come forward. Please come forward. Please come forward. There's space on this side if you're over here. It will get more crowded as the evening progresses. So if you want to guarantee space, especially if you're in the back, please come on this side. Hare Krishna.
Om Agyan Timidandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Staptitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shiguro Shiyuta Padikamalam Shigurun Vaishnavam Sha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Rikabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpa Tarubhishcham Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Tititanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristha Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya De Satarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gauda Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, as was mentioned in the announcements, for the last, since Friday night, we have been talking about the mind. It's an interesting subject, and it's very much spoken about, and written about in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's such an important part of understanding that it's fundamental to our success in devotional service. And of course, many of you have been here throughout the weekend, and have you heard so far what we've spoken? So if it sounds like a repeat, please bear with me. Anyway, but there is obviously a lot of people who weren't here. And so, but in Krishna consciousness, repetition is success. Just like we chant Hare Krishna, but the more we chant Hare Krishna, the more we go deeper into the chanting of Hare Krishna. And when we go deeper into the chanting, we also experience the mercy of the holy name more and more. So repetition is a principle of spiritual life. And one of the reasons for it is that we are constantly in association with this material energy. And to somehow or other break that association, the repetition of spiritual sound, whether it comes through the spoken word, the written word, or the holy name itself, is actually required in order to move out of that influence of the negative energy, material energy, and start to immerse ourselves in the spiritual energy. Because the spiritual energy is our natural energy. It's not the natural energy of this world, but it's the natural energy of the soul. And so the way that is what we say connected with is through the mind. A lot of times people misunderstand. They think, well, I know my body and me are not different, but my mind and me are the same. What I think is what I am. But the physical is made up of two aspects of ourself, both the gross and the subtle. And the gross is our physical body. The subtle body, which is also material, is the mind and the intelligence and the sense of misidentification with our real identity, which is soul, and that is called the false ego. So this false ego keeps us connected to the activities of the mind, and the mind dictates what we are, what we do, who we are, and how we understand everything. So one of the essential principles in order to get free from that is to understand you're not the mind also. It's a tool for bringing in the external environment into our consciousness. It's a tool for meditating and what we say, dwelling on that external stimuli that comes in. And it's also a tool for offering back some response according to what is the quality of what we take in. Well, the mind is more like three aspects. It's external, internal, and intermediate. Intermediate is the thought process that comes through with meditating on the external. But then there's the meditation on the internal, and that is the spiritual. And that is what we're trying to connect to. So the mind, we are controlling the mind, but the mind is controlling us. Whatever desires we have, we are controlled by those desires through the mental proclivities, the senses, and the intelligence also. And so the living entity is pretty much dragged from one situation to another by the workings of the material mind. What is the mind? This is an interesting thing to understand. And you have to understand one thing, that the mind is separate from consciousness. Mind and consciousness are two different things. Consciousness is you, the soul, and we exhibit the soul's nature through the process of awareness. And the imprints upon the awareness is the features of the mind, or the movements of the mind. The mind consists of thoughts, desires, experiences, emotions, various types of aspects of past experience, present experience, and also dwelling on future hopes. And these are the mind. Give you a little analogy which helps you to distinguish the mind from you, and that is, we use the example of the sky. The sky is vast, the sky is unlimited. Sometimes you see within the sky there are objects such as planes or birds, clouds, sometimes even other things that are in the sky. But none of these objects touch the sky, although they appear within the sky. The sky is always free from the imprints upon it. So in the same way, the thoughts of our mind come through our consciousness but don't touch our consciousness. Consciousness is the spiritual, pure element of our nature. And the mind's movements is what we experience here in this world, either external, internal, or intermediate. The mind's activities as are thinking, feeling, and then the third part is willing. I will based on my feeling, or I don't. In other words, I accept or reject based on the feeling I get from a certain thought or a certain external experience. So learning how the mind works helps us to direct the mind in the right way. Watch your mind. Don't let your mind control you. Learn how to see yourselves different from your mind. Sometimes you can just watch your own thoughts. As the streams of thoughts go through the mind, observe them. Don't evaluate them, but just watch them. And you can see that you are the watcher and the thoughts are something that is being watched. And that way we can somehow separate ourselves from our thought process and start to see how to direct our thought process in the way that is beneficial. In other words, in the spiritual way. Have you ever had an experience in a dream state where you see yourself in the dream? Now, the question comes, who's that person in the dream and who's the one that's watching? Is that schizophrenia? No, it's not. It is the person that is being seen in the dream is your conception of yourself on the waking level. Who you are on this level, what body you may have, or what desires you may have. The person who is watching in the dream is you, the soul. The soul can somehow or other perceive itself in dream states as distinct, easier than we can do on the waking level. Because when the mind is always moving on the waking level, we're always caught up in that movement. And we don't see ourselves as being distinct. Although there is a process by which you can do that. But on the subtle level, the dreaming state, you can somehow make that distinction a lot easier. So this is just a little bit of an example how you can understand that you're actually different than your mind. Now, the mind is like another person. You have to understand it's not just a blank slate. When you're born, you take birth in a particular family and you have a particular set of characteristics that you have brought from a previous life. You can see that by your external appearance. Everybody's body is different. So the impressions, desires of the mind create your physical body. So the physical body you have is just a blueprint of the mental conceptions of that you have with there. So this happens life after life, and you get a new physical body every life, but the same mind is there life after life. The mind takes the soul, you, and the intelligence, and the sense of self, the false sense of self, false ego, from one physical body to another, and that is called transmigration of the soul, sometimes known as reincarnation, like that. So you carry the same mind with you life after life after life. You don't get a new mind, you get a new physical body at birth. That's all brand new. But you, the soul is the same, you, but your mind is the same one life after life after life. And there's been many experiments. They did one on the BBT, British Broadcasting TV, many years ago, where they put one lady into a hypnotic trance. This was being broadcast visually. She went into this hypnotic state, and she went into her past life. And in her past life, she experienced her past death. Because in the mind, all the experiences of all your previous lives are there in the subconscious part of the mind. It's not on the conscious part. If everything was experienced from your previous life in your conscious part of the mind, you would go crazy. Couldn't live. You couldn't possibly live. So the subtle body, consisting of the mind, has two aspects of it, conscious and unconscious. And the unconscious part of the mind is the larger part. It's the larger part of the mind. And the conscious part is what's up on the screen. It's like if you have a computer. What you see on the screen is how much of the information in the computer? Very insignificant amount. But inside, what is it called? Hard drive or software? I don't know. Hard drive? Yeah, everything else is there. And all you have to do is push the right buttons and it comes up. You wish you could do that with your mind. Push a few buttons and see what's there. But Krishna prevents you from doing that because you might push the wrong button. And you might find that you were, Napoleon in a previous life. And then you would start walking around like that and telling everybody else that actually this is who you are. And then immediately you would be re-stationed in another place. It's called the crazy house. Although it's correct in the sense that it was you in a previous life, you can only live this life. That's why God makes you forget life after life, so you can be here now. Be here now means you work with the situation now to move yourself ultimately out of this material entanglement, which is birth and death, life after life. So that's pretty much how the mechanics of the minds work like that. Now the mind will not listen to anyone. It is independent. And it'll go whenever you want. Just like maybe while I'm talking, some of you are thinking about what's for prasadam. Or who cooked. Or what are you going to do after when you leave. So the mind, even though it's here, it's not here. Although you can bring your mind ultimately to Krishna and keep it there, even though physically you're far away from that, through the process of meditating on Krishna, through chanting or through seeing the deities or through hearing about the glories of the Lord. You can associate with Krishna through the mind. So that is the pure mind being activated. But the conditioned mind is very, very strong. So therefore one has to be very diligent to learn how to deal with this mind. Otherwise, you find yourself sometimes in a dangerous situation. Question: have you ever stood on top of a large building and looked down, and the mind tells you, jump? And then who comes in and tells you not to? The intelligence. The intelligence says, no. So the intelligence is somewhat the rescuer of the crazy mind. As long as the mind and the intelligence are on two different programs. If the mind and intelligence are on the same program, you are in trouble. Because then whatever the mind says, the intelligence will agree. So what do? You bring your intelligence to higher knowledge and guide the mind with that. So in the material sense, we use common sense, we use logic, we use experience, and we use experience to somewhat develop a sense of intelligence on how to live in this world. And we sharpen our intelligence through study, through hearing, through memorization programs. Mind's intelligence becomes sharper. But on a spiritual platform, in order to keep that mind from moving in the wrong direction, or even in the materially right direction, quote unquote, we need spiritual intelligence. So spiritual intelligence is of two avenues: the spiritual master's teachings and the scriptures, which are the words of God. So learning and hearing these things, the spiritual master's words and the words of God, gives you the ammunition to move the mind in that direction. So it's in order to practice spiritual life in such a way that we make advancement, we have to hear regularly from Srila Prabhupada's words, his books, his letters, his discussions, his instructions. We have to hear from those who are representing Srila Prabhupada, and we have to read the scriptures, which are actually the words of God. And that way we solidify and fortify our intelligence. When the intelligence is strong, it connects you, the soul, to God. The mind can't do that. The mind has to be directed by a strong intelligence. And this is where we find our strength, through the process of hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting. Hearing is the first part, chanting is the second part, and the third part is remembering. When chanting becomes purified, rememberings become strong. If we simply hear but don't repeat, we will get something, no doubt. Unless you are expert at the process of hearing. I mean, Maharaj Parikshit, he listened to Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days. He remembered everything. And he became self-realized simply by the process of hearing. So in any of the 9 processes of bhakti, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, praying, serving the lotus feet, surrendering everything and becoming a friend of Krishna, the process of hearing is foremost. And that, when that is strong, then whatever else you do becomes what we say a feature of realization. In other words, it doesn't become theoretical anymore. You start to realize your spiritual nature, you start to realize your relationship with Krishna. It comes through hearing, chanting, and remembering. So, when the intelligence is strong, then the mind will be directed to the right way. Otherwise, the mind appears to be stronger than the intelligence. The scripture says that the mind appears to be very strong, but it's not. It's because one's consciousness is not connected to the higher realm, and therefore the mind, although not very strong, appears to be that way. And so, therefore, it says ultimately that there is no enemy outside of your own mind. Yeah, because you see, when you change your mind about something, that object that you have that thought of also changes. If you say, well, just like, to use an example, you get married. And I love you. And then after 10 years, what happened? Or maybe even, should I tell you a Chinese proverb? You're not going to like this. You might say, Maharaj, please don't come back to Chicago. Chinese proverb, I mean, it's Chinese, so you can take it for what it's worth. I mean, China's big nowadays, so. So it says, if you want to be happy for 1 hour, go to sleep. If you want to be happy for one day, go on a picnic or go to the forest. If you want to be happy for 1 month, get married. And if you principle there like that. So there's a lot of what we say knowledge in that little sutra. And that is happiness comes by service. So when we direct the mind to serving God and serving those who serve God, and even serving those who don't serve God, by giving them a chance to serve God, then the mind is in the right direction. And the mind becomes a friend, as Krishna says in the Gita. When the mind is controlled and is engaged in devotional service, it reveals the nature of you, the soul. It becomes your best friend. So it's a process. That's why Krishna consciousness, or any spiritual process, requires regular practice. We have to regularly practice it. And the more we practice it, because it's our nature, this is the important part. Being Krishna conscious is actually your nature. You are by nature a lover of God. But that nature is covered due to the association of the material energy. So the practice, the repetition of the activities of devotional service removes those coverings. And Krishna consciousness is not about bringing something to you. It's about revealing something about who you are. That's all it is. In fact, our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, used to say, when you become Krishna conscious, you'll realize you never left Krishna. It's all a dream. It's like you go to sleep at night, and then you wake up, you say, yeah, it's just a dream. You kind of discard the... So this waking reality is just a longer dream. When you wake up from this, you'll realize that I'm a pure soul, and my relationship with Krishna has never been lost. It has never been broken. It's just been forgotten, that's all. And forgetfulness has no substance. You can't define forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is the opposite of remembering. And a negative has no, what we say, substance. Just like, what is darkness? What's darkness? Absence of light. Does darkness have any substance? No, it's just the absence of light, that's all. When you take light out, you get darkness. When you take out good, you get evil. Evil is simply the absence of good. When you take out Krishna in your life, then you're in the material consciousness, which is forgetfulness, that's all. So when we bring the mind back to remembering Krishna and bringing it through the process of sound vibration, so here's the point, using sound is the medium to again bring our mind back to the Lord. Sound is very powerful. It's called Sabda Brahman. Brahman means spiritual, Sabda means that sound vibration that awakens. Like this, when you get up in the morning, you use an alarm clock, so it's sound that gets you up. Or it's your wife telling you, hey, gotta go to work, you know. You can't take off today, you know. You know, I already spent what you were going to earn today, so you better make sure you get it here. So it's sound that kind of gets you up in the morning like that. So yeah, so sound vibration it's always a process of bringing to kind of awareness to our existence. So spiritual sound is very, very direct and very, very effective to connecting us to Krishna. That's why if we can keep diverting our mind, or the better word is directing our mind towards the spiritual sound vibration, whether it's the spoken word or the written word, or the sound vibration that comes through the holy name, then we're always connected in the right way. And then the mind becomes a source of revealing Krishna instead of a source of hiding Krishna. Because it can be both, like that. So this is a little bit of a summary. So it's all about keeping that mind under control. So I would suggest you read some of Srila Prabhupada's statements about the mind. In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th chapter, Prabhupada discusses the mind. In the 20th chapter of the 11th canto, Krishna talks about the mind himself. He's also giving us instructions. And throughout the Bhagavatam, especially in the 5th canto, there's a lot about the mind. So, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the mind is your best friend and your worst enemy, like that. So, we have to live with this guy called mind. So better to make it a friend, right? And not an enemy. So on the material platform, there is duality. And wherever there's duality, you're going to get, if you're looking for happiness materially, you'll get both. You can't get just happiness without distress. This is the way this material energy works. It's dualistic. But on the spiritual platform, there is only pure happiness. There's no duality. Because spiritual means absolute. Absolute means there's no opposite. So there is pure goodness, or what we say, pure happiness, pure knowledge. And that is available, and that is the nature of the soul's existence or connection with Krishna. So stay in that sound vibration, and that's the easiest and I say the most recommended way to connect the mind to Krishna. Otherwise, the mind will connect you to wherever it wants to go, into the higher realms of the spiritual existence. Okay, so any questions or comments about the mind? Yes, Gourmaniji. Do we have a microphone for our questions? Yes. Oh.
Thank you for such good teaching, Maharaj. You mentioned something about schizophrenia earlier in your talk, and I'm wondering if a person goes schizophrenic, and would they take that sick mind into their next life, in the next embodiment? Possibly.
It's explained that whatever yam yam vapi smaram bhavam taktva ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti konteya siddhartha bhava bhavitaha. Krishna speaks this verse in the 8th chapter of Gita, which he says, whatever you think of at the time of death, that's where you go. So life is a preparation for death, and the consciousness that death carries the soul to the next sojourn. But the consciousness at death is the collective consciousness throughout our life. So whatever we collect throughout our life, more or less manifests itself at the time of death. So yeah, whatever state of consciousness one has at the time of leaving the body, that's where the mind will take you to a particular next birth, which is conducive to your desires and activities in that previous life, which is a culmination of all your previous lives.
That's pretty scary.
I didn't say it wasn't. It's just more or less, this is the technological and scientific explanation of the transmigration of the soul. So the idea is just make sure that mind is connected to Krishna, that's all. Or devotional activities. If you do that, there's nothing scary anymore. then it's only good. And even if you somehow or other fall short of perfection, if you endeavor spiritually throughout your life, Krishna says, what does he say? What is that verse? Suchinam simatam gehe yoga brasta prajayate. And then you take birth in the next life in a very spiritually oriented family or a very rich mercantile family, accordingly. In other words, you get a very high material birth in your next life, and you continue where you leave up. And at one point in that life, you'll again pick up your Krishna consciousness. Many of us are here now because we had practiced Krishna consciousness in our last life. We're just finishing up. Some of us are just coming from this life, and others are coming from previous lives. So it's like that. It's a continuation. So don't worry. You don't have to be fearful. You just have to be conscious. So if we're unconscious, yeah, the dull mind. If the mind becomes dull, it cannot even perceive that it is a problem. What to speak about trying to solve the problem. So you have to sharpen the mind by regular hearing from Guru and Krishna, like that. Then the mind becomes sharp, or sharper. Yes, Paramatma.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. You said that one who gets complete transcendental knowledge is a dream, and we also dream in our sleep, and sometimes it has nothing to do with what we dream and what we act.
Yeah, this is just a longer dream, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, you're dreaming you're an Indian. You're not an Indian. You're dreaming you have a family. You don't have a family. You're dreaming you're a young man. That's another part of your dream. It's all dreaming. You're none of these things. So in the dream, you pick up all these false things that are different than your waking reality. But in the waking reality, it's different than your spiritual reality. That's all. Your spiritual reality is you're a spirit soul, and you're with Krishna in the spiritual world, and you have your own identity there. That's reality. This is a dream, that's all. Jeev jago, Gora Chandra Bhole, Kota Nidra Jayo Maya, Pisachira Kole. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, wake up, sleeping soul. Wake up, and what is the waking process? The holy name. I'm not saying this is a dream. Prabhupada said it. I'm just repeating what Srila Prabhupada. He said the difference between waking and dreaming is both are dreams, but one is a longer dream. That's all. That's good news, isn't it? But for some of you, you think, oh no, what am I going to do now? Do I try to make a lot of money in this dream state? Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
In Shastra it says that 3 stages of the soul.
Mm-hmm. 3?
3 stages of the soul, Jagrat, Swapna, and Susupti.
Yes, 3. That's 3 stages of the mind. Yeah, 3 stages of the mind. Yeah, Swapna, Susukha, and what is the other one?
Jagrat, Swapna, and Susupti.
Yeah.
Susupti in Jagrat means.
Susupti means dreams. Yeah.
The Swapna is dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then Susupti is like.
Deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
Yeah.
So what happened at that time?
At deep sleep, you're still dreaming, but you're not aware of it. Deep sleep, when the mind really goes into the slowest form of activity, it slows down so nicely. And that's where you rest. You don't rest if you're dreaming. You don't get sufficient nourishment from the sleeping part when you're dreaming. But when you go into deep sleep, that's when you rest. And that's a feature of the body in order to fortify the body, that's all. These are 3 stages of consciousness, that's all. Waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. So all those 3 stages were either in one or the other at one point in our life. Some people are also in deep sleep when they're awake, but that's enough. That's something else. Sorry about the jokes. But that when you go to sleep at night and you actually go beyond the dreaming state or go deeper, that is deep sleep. There you're not aware of either your dreaming reality or your waking reality. Yeah. And that's healthy sleep, but still there's no consciousness of anything at that time. Although the mind is still working. The mind never stops. Even when you're in deep sleep, it's still moving, it's still going. But it's so slow, there's no perception, that's all. And the waking consciousness, it goes faster, faster, depending on your activity and your mental thoughts. So the mind has different speeds. Where's that other microphone? It's much better than this one here. That's like taking a shower with your clothes on, that microphone. It's really hard to get through that thing. So, yeah. So the question is, yeah. The mind is still active, but you're not aware of it, that's all. There's no awareness, that's all. The mind is always in motion. It doesn't stop. Even in meditation, it slows down to a degree where you can focus on something, you can concentrate, but still it's moving at a slow, slow pace. When we're out here, it's moving fast. And sometimes it moves so fast, we can't even, we think, oh no, I'm losing my mind. Like that. So it has different speeds. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Yes, Arjun? Passing.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for this wonderful lecture. And my question is, I'm getting a little confused about the difference between the soul and consciousness. Is there any essential difference between the two terms, soul and consciousness?
No, consciousness is the presence of the soul. So when there is consciousness, that means there's a soul there. There's consciousness in the trees. There's consciousness in the plants. Just like if you play music to a plant, you'll find that if you play rock and roll, the plant usually dies. That's what they've done experiments. Jagadish Chandra Bose did this experiment with playing music to plants. And when they play nice symphony, sweet music, the plant seems to flourish. When they play very unpleasant sounds, the plant seems to acts differently. So inside that plant body is a soul, but the consciousness is covered. So just like in the aquatics, the consciousness is very covered. In the insects, it's a little more revealed. I mean, in the plants and trees, it's a little more revealed. In the insects, it's a little bit more revealed. In the animals, it's more revealed. In human beings, it's revealed more and more like that. So consciousness is the soul's existence like that. That's all.
Thank you very much.
No, there's no difference, that's all. Yes, Prabhu, in the back there. We need the microphone.
Can you elaborate more on
How do you get happiness
by helping others?
Because that is the nature of the soul. The soul becomes satisfied and happy when it does something for someone else. Prabhupada said human life means to do good to others. That's the purpose of human life. Those who, even in the material world, those who spend their lives or spend a good part of their life helping others, they find some happiness in that, and satisfaction. So we are by nature servant. We cannot be anything else but a servant. So when we serve others, we actually fulfill our role. Our nature is to serve. And when we serve God, that is perfection. So even in the material world, when people serve, they find happiness in that. People who only concerned about themselves are the most miserable people. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the seminar this weekend. I was about 50% in attendance for it. I had some errands and such, but
Thank you.
a term that's commonly promoted in marketing and advertising and things is mind share. That this is like the hot topic, mind share.
Sharing your mind.
Yeah, like
Well,
getting
some of the stuff you don't want to share. Share those things that are beneficial to others. That's what it means. In your interaction with others, you always think, how can I benefit that person? And if you live in that mood, then you're always happy. I mean, we might think, how can I benefit that person, therefore get something from that benefit? I mean, that's okay, but it's not completely, because you might find yourself in a situation where you're not getting anything from that, and then you might feel unhappy. So if we live in such a way as to try to serve, then we're actually living according to our nature. So knowledge or information, when you share that and that helps another person in one way or another, that is service. That's beneficial. And when you when you share with devotees and they become inspired in their service, that is bhakti. Yeah. So if those who have knowledge, if they don't give it or use it, just like the Brahmins, their service is to give knowledge to others. They don't even work. They simply are supported by the rest of the society because they provide knowledge for everyone. Prabhupada said the Brahmins were giving spiritual knowledge, medical knowledge, and astrological teachings. This was Vedic culture, these three things. A great way to benefit others. And spiritual knowledge is the highest knowledge you can offer. Yeah, but you don't want to share your problems with others unless that person is there to help you. Then otherwise it becomes a problem. Anything else? I thought I saw one hand. Oh, no? Mataji, did you have your hand up? No? No. Okay. I thought you did. All right. Should we stop here? Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Chandramouli Maharaj. For those of you that are here for the first time, we have a special gift for you. So please be shameless in going to the guest services table in the lobby and saying, I was promised a free gift, may I please have it? Also, the feast portion of our Sunday Feast program is served through these double doors and up at the top of the staircase. For anyone requiring elevator service, it is available. If you don't see the elevator door open, just be patient and it will appear in a minute or two. Hare Krishna. Also, Chandramouli Maharaj has some books available at a table in the lobby. And for those of you that would like, he will also autograph the books. So that's a special treat.
What? Yeah. I don't know. Someone said that he was coming upstairs. Oh. Devansh. He said Devansh. He's in the younger kids class. He said that Vedansh came up. Huh? Now can I just sing my uh, oh, Vedansh is right there. I don't know how to play. Huh? Hare Krishna. Huh? I can play my tune. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Fix it. It's too low. Yeah. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. What? Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Wait, I forgot what's the next move. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again? One more time? Read. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Next tune, right? Wait. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore Kishore Goranita 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 Jaya Goranita Janata Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Agora Haribol 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 Nitagora Haribol
Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Not when I go. Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Three. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Wait, this should. Is it you?
Hare Krishna, just a request for Damodar to come. If you could just line up, over here to not block the projection. We're going to be projecting the words to Damodar Ashtakam, which is the next and final kirtan this evening. Also, we have a missing phone reported. If anyone has seen a 1+ in the ecstasy of kirtan, it fell out. Okay, well, maybe there is a happy match, so let's see. This looks like it is it. It is recovered. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. In the ecstasy of kirtan, it fell out. So again, request for the line for Damodar Arti. If you want to perform the Arti, the line should be here on this side. Hare Krishna. The line is over here. The line is over here.
I believe in you. Do that.
Namami Shwaram Sache Ananda Rupam
Lasa kundalam gokule brajamana. Namami Sharam Sajid Ananda Rupa Rasa Kundalam Gokule Brajamana. Yashoda Viyolukala Davamana Paramrisamadhyadato Drupya Gopya. Dandamurnitrayumramrijana Kadambojayumena Shatanganitra. Shashakam Patre Kakakanta Sitaraiva Damodaram Bhaktivana. Dikshvarela Hirananda Kunde Svagosham Nimajanta Makyapayanta. Sadeshitagni Subhakte Jitata Puna Prematashtam Satya Vritti Vande. Vadam Deva Moksham Moksham Vadimva Nachanyam Vrineham Varishadapiha. Idam Deva Purnata Gopalapala Shadave Manasa Virastam Kimanye. Idam te mukam bodham adyantanilai Vritam kundalai shmigara kaishta gopya.
चुम्बितां बिम्बाराक्ततरामे सवीराष्टामालं लक्षलभै नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना कृपादृष्टिवृष्टि दीनम्बतानु Kuveratmajo Varamudavayada Vayamachita Bhakti Bhajo Kritoja Tata prema bhaktim shrakam mitrayacha Namokshe graho mishti damodareha Namaste Studamne Suratipidamne Vadiyodadayata Vishvashyadhamne Namo Radhikaya Radheya Priyaya Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tuvya Namo Radhikaya Radheya Priyaya Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tuvya Namo Radhikaya Radheya Priyaya Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tuvya Namo Nanta Namo Radhikaya Radheya Priyaya Namo Nanta Leelaya Devaya Tuvya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Haribol. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam Sundar Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Hridayo Premanandi, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki, Shri Shri Kartik Mas ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare